Hey, welcome to Alum House Sound. My name is Dave, and today we're going to take you through a little run through of a recording that I'm making from a block party that my church ran just a few weeks ago. I grabbed a recording from my X32 into my DAW, which is Studio One Pro over here. We had just a four-piece band with drums, bass, two guitars, and two vocals, and grabbed it right into the DAW, right off the board. It was a blast to be able to mix live, but what I want to do is show you a little bit of the settings that I've got on the console, a little bit of what I'm doing to make this kind of remixed recording down into my DAW, and show you some of the tricks that I'm doing to make sure that we get a good signal, a good level, and just something that's a good product for them. They don't know that I'm doing this, so I'm just kind of doing it for fun, because it's always good to get some multi-tracks, practice recording, practice mixing, and just stay fresh, especially when you mixed it live. So let me flip you guys around. We're going vlog style for this recording, but let me flip you guys around and show you what we're doing here at the board and the DAW. So let's start over here with the DAW again. I'm running Studio One Pro. Been using this old version forever, but that's because I'm on an old MacBook and I just don't want to upgrade. Anyway, we captured all 8 tracks. Everything was good in here. 2 vocals, kick, snare, overhead, bass, and 2 electrics. Now I have set up an extra channel down here to capture my main mix from the console back in. And so that's all I'm going to be recording here, because I don't want to overwrite any tracks. It also allows me to run the Spectrum Analyzer, which if I hit the play button here, you'll be able to see that we've got some stuff playing through the board and coming back through here. And it lets me see what the overall spectrum looks like for this mix coming back in when I'm recording. I'm not capturing anything I'm not trying to run like smart and do big things over here. It's just a matter of being able to see what that mix looks like to make sure I'm not over boosting any low end or crushing any mid-range stuff. These sticking out here, those are the vocals, and that's normal. Let's take a look at the console next. So again, I'm running the X32 Compact here. You guys are familiar with that. Old reliable board. This is a relatively newer console for me in terms of its build. I had a full console in here for many years. I did sell that, just went for the Compact because for a gig like this, I didn't need to tote an entire full console out just for 8 inputs. So it's much nicer to have this as a platform. If I need to, I can use this for a stage box as well, because just below it, I've got my wing right down there. So if I wanted to take the wing, which has 8 inputs, I could have used that, but this was just a quick, easy setup, and we didn't need the full firepower of the wing. So Leslie and the Dots, that's the name of the band. They sounded amazing on this day. Now, I've got this set up now for kind of the recording here, the re-recording, if you will, a remix of that day. And so obviously we had live drums, we had a bass cabinet, we had 2 electric guitars running through their own cabinets that we mic'd. And we were on concrete with brick walls around it and a wooden wall behind the drums. So these faders looked a lot different the day of mixing, but it was able to just be run here. I was running from my iPad remotely. So this just sat side of stage as a stage box. And then I was able to run just with the iPad. And so mixing effects and stuff like that, yeah, you've got to punch around a couple things, but for the most part, the live environment, you're not having to do as much kind of reinforcement of the band as you are just the vocals here. But let me take a quick run through what I've got here. We do have 2 vocals here. One was the lead vocal, who was also electric guitar 1. The other one was the drummer, surprisingly good vocalist for being a drummer, and he had crazy chops on the drums as well. Then we had 3 drum mics, kick, snare, and overhead. His kit sounded really nice and tight, and we've got him just going through a reverb. Bass guitar here. Bass guitar was playing just a basic P bass, and through, I forget what type of amp, but we just took the direct signal out of the amp and right into the board. And then we've got electric guitar 1, electric guitar 2. Those guys are playing various different guitars with pedals, as you can imagine, like they like to do. For this remix over here, my DCAs, I'm just going to end up running these 8 faders, and then I've got 1 DCA here for my delay so that I can mute or adjust the delay as an effect. Now this is all going to the main out. The main out's going to come over here. If I hit and select the main out, we can look at the channel strip here. The main out, I've got a little low end bump there, and I've got some compression, and then I am running an effect here. I've got an LA2 emulation, which is running as a limiter, but because it's kind of a slow acting limiter, I've got that set up to just kind of take the peaks out, which is nice. Now this is running down into, if I come back down here, this is running into matrix 1 and 2. This is where my record out is actually going to happen. So that LA2A is going to get grabbed. It's going to go into matrix 1 and 2. And what that's going to give me here is an extra little bit of EQ. So I'm adding some top end here. And then I've got the compressor set up at 100 to 1, and it's running as a limiter. So it's just barely touching it. This is kind of my brick wall limiter. This is keeping me down at minus 1.5, coming back into my DAW, so I won't get any digital clipping anywhere, and keep a nice clean signal. Now in terms of effects, show you what I'm running here. If I go back to the home screen, I've got a vintage room. There we go. Running a vintage room for all of the vocals and the band. Then I've got a plate verb for the drums. The stereo delay I am not using at all, but I am using the delay plus chamber effect 4 on the vocals. On the right, you can see those two LA2A emulations. The bottom one over here, effect, what is that, 6? That's for the main out. But effect 5, that's an LA2A that I'm running the vocal through. So this is Leslie's vocal running through this LA2A in addition to the channel strip. So I'm just going to kind of set you up next to me here so we can see what's going on. I just hit the play button on the recording. It's going to run back through, record right back into the DAW, which is pretty sweet setup with the routing, where I'm routing the matrix out back through the card, back into the console. It's just grabbing those channels because those are the only ones that I'm recording right now. I do have my my studio monitors here, the Rocket 5 set up, as well as my my Sennheiser headphones over here, so I can go ahead and monitor through that if I need to, just to check anything. But again, it's getting the same signal coming through these speakers here. So that's it. Let's go ahead and hit the play button, start doing some recording, and have a little fun with this mix down. Here's some in-between stuff. I'll end up kind of cutting this stuff out, clipping this stuff out of the recording. But again, we're just kind of recording. We're running strong here. That's the bottom green lines. And I'm putting markers up top, if that wants to focus. Come on. But it's going to go ahead and focus up there for us. And that's going to give us the tracks where I can remix it down track by track. I'll just adjust them in post, but let's keep going.
On the roads and water, sons and daughters, tires in the rain, leaving on the brain. You rolled me a while, 100,000 miles. I lost track of time, I thought you were mine. Look me in the face, take me to a secret place, 'cause I won't sit here waiting to be born. This can't be forever.
So one of the things I like to do here is in the monitor section for my headphones. So up here on the console, I've got my headphone level, and I can go and view the monitor section. And in here, there's a button right here that says mono. And what that allows me to do is hit mono. I can hear it in my headphones then in mono, and that allows me to do some proper leveling with just faders to make sure that I'm not hearing things specifically because of left and right. So I'm not going to hear things specifically stronger because of left and right panning. The only thing I've got panned, honestly, are my guitars a little to the left and a little to the right. So let's look. Here's electric guitar 1. We are not all the way. We're just kind of to the 9 o'clock, and then the other guitars evenly at 3 o'clock. So while they are panned, when I put the headphones on, that's going to sum my effects and everything down into mono, which is going to make for a nice even blend, and I can hear it in mono in the headphones. Make sure that my faders, like I've got one guitar not louder than the other just because I'm hearing the space through the actual speakers. But I keep that on mono. Occasionally when I put it on, I'll flip it off of mono just by pushing the button down. Now if you're on a full-size console, that sits to the right of the screen, and there's actually a mono button there. So we use that all the time when we're mixing broadcast at church on Sunday mornings.
My love was deep for this Mexican maiden. I was in love, but in vain I could tell. One night a wild young cowboy came in, wild as the West Texas wind. Singing, daring, a drink he was sharing with wicked Felina, the girl that I love. So in anger I challenged his right for the love of his hand. Oh, I'm trying to stay in the saddle. I'm getting weary, unable to ride. But my love for Felina is strong, and I rise where I fall. Do you ever wonder how we did it? Never even got a ticket.
All right, y'all, so here is the project. I've got the green lines on the bottom. That is everything mixed down, coming from the board. Now, obviously I've got a little bit of limiting and stuff on there, but you can see the all of these little markers at the top. It's probably not going to focus, but all the markers at the top, those are the individual songs. Now, I need to go back and kind of reorganize them, you know, just slighten them up a little bit left to right. That's going to give me the ability to go ahead and take all of those tracks, render them out into individual songs. I can put them up just as track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a full project, which is going to be nice. I can put this into the mastering side of Studio One. Not that I need to do much, but just to listen back in headphones, make sure that if I need to tighten up any EQ or run maybe, usually I'm going to run some multiband compression on it, just to make sure it's kind of radio ready, if you will, before I render it out. But the levels should be good. Got everything coming right through the X32 with this remix. And again, just really cool to be able to take a live event, multi-track recorded into a DAW from mixing live. Just take your raw tracks, put them back through your console with whatever scene you had, make some small adjustments, and then run it back into the DAW for recording. You've got a way to mix down. Now, some of you might say, Dave, just throw a USB thumb drive up there and you can mix a 2-track. And you're exactly right. The hard part with that is going back in and making the actual individual cuts for the tracks. So that's what I was thinking of. Plus, I've got it then captured here in the DAW in case I need to do anything with this later on. But for right now, thanks for checking out the video. If you've got any questions or comments, leave those down in the comments section. I'm always answering questions down there. If you need any one-on-one help with your mixing solutions, usually we're doing the live sound aspect, but you can feel free to check out the link in the description to my website, and you can fill out the contact card, and we can start a conversation outside of YouTube. But that's it for now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.